Just a fair warning for you very Mercedes Mone haters out there. If you like today's episode of the AEW Dynamite review, this week's Dynamite review, I don't know what to freaking tell you, dude. I'm a big Mercedes Mone fan. And obviously, my girl Mercedes Mone is finally back on our television screens, people. A long time, since December, when the last time I saw an AEW television. She wanted her March Madness tour and stuff to say at least before and after that. Anyways, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to an episode of Lucas E. Allen 1080 on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas E. Allen Show. It's your AEW Dynamite June 3rd, 2026 review to say at least. So always follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at SayesXCyrus. Watching today's podcast on YouTube channel, hit the like button. Today's episode of Lucas E. Allen 1018. Hit the subscribe button, done so already. And turn the bell for our post notifications, missing uploads for our YouTube channel. And always feel free to leave a comment as well. Thank you, my AEW Dynamite June 3rd, 2026 review to say at least. Also on Spotify, do the same thing, leave me comments, and also a 5-star rating would be very nice as well, say at least. Can we get started, man? Can we get started? And by the way, before you get into this review though, I'm thinking after the SmackDown review for to the next review standpoint, I think I'm going to cut that off for a bit and basically put it on a little bit of review. What I'm basically saying is, Limit Center will be returning, people. If you don't like that, I don't know what to freaking tell you, honestly. I want to put that on this YouTube channel, Lucas E. Allen 1018. And all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show, obviously. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be putting the reviews strictly on there, and all the news and standpoints to say at least. It could be with 2 limit centers in one day. It could be 1 limit center. It could be 3 limit centers in one day. Depends on how many freaking news the IWC, the internet wrestling community wants to produce, obviously. And what I feel like wants to talk about, obviously. It's like, Cody Rhodes, what do you want to talk about? Like, what do you want to talk about, people? No, I'm not naming my podcast after that. It's already probably going to be copyright, in all honesty. I'm not going to do that at all. I'm going to just take it as limit center, obviously. Who wants to come up with that stuff at all? Anyways, let's go on to this week's episode of Dynamite. Starting with MJF, he defeats Rush to retain the AEW World Championship to start the show. It was to be a very fun match, if you ask me. Probably MJF got banged up in this match, so he was holding his knee during the end of the match. But scared the shit out of me. I mean, there's updates on him probably before Limit Center tomorrow. Which I'm thinking about is they're implicating that probably with SmackDown after SmackDown. But then again, like, Raw starts at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Might just do Limit Center for Tuesday, honestly. When I think about it, in all honesty. And that's where I'm going to kick off the Raw, the Dynamite, SmackDown reviews all into one. Basically, a Limit Center say at least for Tuesday. But obviously, this was not a bad match to start the show. It gave us to be a very fun match if you ask me. I hope MJF's all good and stuff like that. As this man goes down with an injury, AEW could be in deep trouble when it comes to their men's wrestling division. You don't have a stack roster and stuff like that. MJF's your top draw in your company, dude. You lose him due to injury for some stupid, I think the spot was. I was watching live for Dynamite on Wednesday, but not watch wrestling. And apparently, I think it was like he put his knees on top of Rush and he kept going knee first. I'm like, damn, that looked freaking brilliant. But he was limping in not a very good way. It looked like a dumb spot to MJF pulled to say at least. Hope he's okay in all honesty. It would be terrible time and go out with an injury. Months before All In. He'd probably make more like he'd be the main event at least for that show. Or maybe he goes into Double Redemption and Kenny Omega goes in there. I don't know. Wayne found in the say at least. So it's just an opening match to beat a say at least. Very fun match if you ask me. Some more first filler of the evening, obviously. Mark Briscoe defeats Lio Rush. A big fat say. I didn't care for this at all, people. Not even joking when I say that. Like, what is this again? Mark Briscoe, I love Mark Briscoe. I love Briscoe Brothers, the tag team, one of the all-time greatest tag teams in wrestling history. God rest the soul of Jay Briscoe. But what did this produce? The real Lio Rush's gimmick is all talk and just his weird gimmick. And it's not a bad gimmick in getting himself over with this. I just can't seem to care. And plus, I'm not a big Lio Rush fan at all. Is he not bad of a wrestler? He's not bad at all. Just not my cup of tea to say at least. But this match, Mark Briscoe won after match, wanted to say he wants the AEW World Championship. You know, and good in the next match too. Andrade El Idolo wants to shot the world title. Everybody's coming down for MJF. You got Mark Briscoe. You got Andrade El Idolo. I can see a lot of different champions going after, the challengers going after MJF. You got Briscoe, probably the first one. Probably Andrade El Idolo. I heard they announced Grand Slam Mexico for Dynamite. I mean, what, in like July, I think? Or end of June, one or the other? I wouldn't be surprised if Andrade challenged MJF for a World Championship at the main event of that show. You know what? That'd be freaking great if you ask me. It'd be pretty good for Andrade to say at least too. He's obviously not going to win a championship, but still. He's going in his backyard getting challenged for the World Championship for sure. But this did nothing for me, Big Fat C. Moving on, as I said, Andrade El Idolo. He had a squash match, and after the match, Andrade says he wants the AEW World Championship. I'm not going to give a grade on this, because obviously, great squash. Who can actually give a valid grade for squash matches? I don't mind squash matches, to say the least. Doesn't need to be guys like Andrade. No, who's obviously an established guy in this AEW company, to say the least. No, I don't think so. I can't complain about squash matches. Not bad in all honesty, as people think they are. But I can't really give a grade on it at all. So I decided to leave it incomplete, to say the least. Moving on to Kevin Knight. I got to rant about this before I can say the final two good things on the show. Kevin Knight, the AEW reigning defending AEW TNT Champion, defeats SpeedBall Mike Bailey to retain the AEW TNT Championship. This gets a C+, nothing to do with the match though. You wanna know why it's a C+, people? Maybe, oh look, it's supposed to be like a B at the latest. And it would have been a B. It wasn't for the segment before this, when Kevin Knight getting the latest addition to the Don Callis family, and God, do I hate that decision. I hate that. First of all, what does the Don Callis family supposed to be possessing with Japanese wrestlers and international wrestlers like Kyle Fletcher, like Kazuchika Okada, like before Konosuke Takeshita? And like, dude, what does Kevin Knight really fit? Does he really fit in the Don Callis family, people? The answer is no. So what does he have to? Why can't he be in the Hurt Syndicate? If you want to put the man in a faction, you put him in the Hurt Syndicate. Or better yet, not have him in a faction at all. Have him going his heel, running by himself. You know what? If you want to put him with somebody, put him with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. Wouldn't that be a freaking good duo? But no, we gotta put him with the fucking Don Callis family. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Like, what a way to ruin Kevin Knight's heel turn already. I'm not saying it's dead in the water, but oh my god, why would you put him into the Don Callis family? When Don Callis on like 50 different members of the Don Callis family? Slight exaggeration, only slight though. Like, dude, what is that decision? Why put him with the Don Callis family? He doesn't even fit at all in the Don Callis family. So why is he in the Don Callis family? Unbelievable. It's terrible, terrible decision there, if you ask me, from AEW and Tony Khan. Even Don Callis came up with this, so a terrible idea from Don Callis, as always. I'm mostly going to mainly blame Tony Khan. He's head of creative, so he blamed the head of creative writers on his team. Whatever. C+ is a great night, bad match. I hate to give this a C+, but still, just because of this Don Callis bullshit, obviously, people. Anyways, the last two things, believe it or not, for Dynamite is pretty positive shit, honestly. And here it is. Here's the big one. Here's the big one, people. No pun intended, this woman who was trying to win a big title in this company. My girl, Mercedes Mone. It's back on our television, people. She's officially the wild card entrant in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. You know what? It's the right fucking decision. No, you're never going to get Britt Baker. You're never going to get any of this woman or that woman or this woman or that one. Is there Mercedes or are you not? Why was the playing one wild card in this tournament? I know Will Nightingale had vacated the TPS title and vacated an Owen Hart Cup, but still, sucks it here. But hey, we got our girl back, people. We got our girl back, people. I can't be more fucking happy. What a fucking pop, by the way. What a freaking pop. I'm like, damn, I never see she was just loved this much in the AEW fan base. I thought she was always hated. Not by me at all. I'm talking for the AEW sicko fan base out there, obviously. But I cannot be more freaking happy as Mercedes Moné fan to be seeing that her back with new theme, by the way. I like her new theme song, by the way. Not that bad at all. And Churchy and the CEO chants, oh, chef's kiss, dude. Chef's fucking kiss. I love it. I fucking love it. And I think she's more of a heel right now. I saw her in Collision last night. She attacked everybody, Persephone and Hazuki. Well, Hazuki actually advanced against Persephone, and I think that was going to happen. But I guess it'd be a rematch anyways for Persephone or Hazuki anyways against Mercedes Moné. You know what? Thank wrestling gods himself. It finally has happened. And then we don't have to speculate when she's was like Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. So if that was the case, I'd be devastated as both Bianca and Mercedes fan. I'm mostly devastated Bianca fan. But shout out to her, obviously, and her baby and stuff. But thank God we don't have to speculate that shit anymore. Mercedes is not, let's just say, Beast Mortos to say the least. Beast Mortos to say the least. Thank God. I didn't think it been the case at all, honestly. I'm just saying just for the sake of, like, worrisome. You never know. You never know Mercedes. She can actually, you never know. So sometimes she can actually just like set up the fans like this. She does it all the time on social media, people. But hey, nothing to say about that right now. She's back, and all we can do is just celebrate beyond celebrate. I mean, this is your winner, dude. It was, oh, well, Athena. What about Athena to win the Women's Owen Hart Cup? You know, I had predicted the team before Mercedes even talked about this. Thank God that's obviously going to change. Mercedes Moné and Athena in the finals, though. Another chef's kiss. Mwah. Fuck yeah, bro. Mercedes and Athena Part 2. We got a lot of Mercedes rematches. We got Mercedes and Alex Windsor in the first round. We got Mercedes and Hazuki in the second round. Probably more likely Mercedes and Athena in the finals. Kind of crazy, I know. We're on a redemption tour for the CEO. You know what? Let's fucking go. It's going to end it all in when she comes to AEW Women's World Championship. Look, it's heel versus heel with Tekla. I know that. It's going to eventually set her up to be a babyface, though. I'm missing my perspective on that. She's probably start off being a heel, meaning her heel strategic things. But the crowd, I believe, was still chanting for her on Collision last night. At least from what I saw in the clips and stuff. So more likely she's going to be, that's going to be turn around and be a babyface. Probably a bigger babyface in the company, minus the Tony Storm to say at least. It's obviously out of injury and stuff like that. Or we gotta know what's happening with Tony to say at least. But thank God our CEO is back on Dynamite, and thank fucking God. I'm a happy, happy man to say the least. God, more and more those fans online were saying, oh, she's pregnant, people, she's pregnant, what are you gonna freaking do? I'm like, give it time, give it time. And even I had a little bit of a worry some of the points too, but she didn't show up at Double or Nothing. Even I was worried to a point. But hey, she's back here. Back for free, by the way. Don't wait for like the 50 billion freaking hours on Double or Nothing to wait for her. Thank God. That did not actually happen to say the least. So I'm glad she's back, and Black's actually been the best thing that she does is wrestle. Now this is a pretty fun match, Alex Windsor. We're not giving it an A-. I gave it an A- to stay. It's tied for the best grade in the show. My most important thing on the show, if you ask me to, is that Mercedes Moné is back on AEW Dynamite, back in AEW to say the least. Thank you, wrestling gods. You've listened to me. I'm glad you listened to me. And also Audio Standard Podcast. I'm always looking up right in the air, thanking the wrestling gods himself. But not John Bradshaw Layfield at all. To say the least. Gets an A-, so very fun match. Alex Windsor, Mercedes Moné. On to your main event. It is time for the main event. No more Mark Henry impressions? Sorry, people. Main event, Will Ospreay defeats Mark Davis, the reigning AEW National Champion. In a first round match, this is the second round actually. It's funny, they got the women's match, the first round. I mean, this one would be the second round. Doesn't that seem kind of weird to people? Whatever, I'm not complaining at all. It was a very fun match, though. Will Ospreay defeats Mark Davis, reigning defending AEW National Champion, in the second round match of the men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament in the main event. Give it an A-. So Mark Davis match gives an A-. I know people. Mark Davis is actually a very fun wrestler, honestly. I get why AEW put the national title on Mark Davis. Like, this is a banger. I know Will Ospreay is the best pro wrestler in the freaking game, obviously. Not to about if you have a bad match with Will Ospreay, you might have to question your wrestling ability at all, here, people. If you ever had a bad match with Will Ospreay, and then you're just cooked as a wrestler, to say the least. But this match is pretty freaking good, if you ask me. Very fun overbooked. I get the Don Callis family get involved. Death Riders, obviously. Overbooked Dynamite, man, I like this. I like overbooking to a point. You just gotta do it correctly and very rarely, obviously. So I gave us an A-, a very fun Dynamite level main event here. So I gave us an A- tie with the Mercedes Mone and Alex Windsor match. I'm starting to lean toward Mercedes being the best thing in the show. And the MVP of the show. Well, it's obviously that. He's made her return, obviously. Look, he's not saying she's the MVP of this show. But obviously she is, obviously. I'm not saying you're wrong there. What I'm saying is it's a very fun match to say at least. I don't really say anything else to say at least, people. A very fun Ospreay and Mark Davis match to say at least in your main event for Dynamite. Give it A-. So still the thumbnail is going to be Mercedes Mone, obviously. Because I'm a fan of her. I'm my favorite pro wrestler. But I'm a fan of Ospreay too. Ospreay's fantastic. I'm saying he's the best pro wrestler in the freaking game right now. But obviously, I'm going over Mercedes Mone be my thumbnail, obviously. I mean, who's shocked about that? Nobody? Thank you very much. That actually main event's an A-, so it's the best kind of show. Very fun match, so I urge you to check this out. One of the Mercedes Mone return. Even a match with Alex Windsor for sure. A- is tied for best kind of show. Two last things are the best thing on the show. Ash, your overall show great for AEW Dynamite on June 3rd, 2026. Is a B. A very solid Dynamite show, if you ask me. Got 3 good matches. I just wish we get some promos on this show, but that's hey, nay, she say, whatever. And more than one women's match in one segment. We can get Tekla on the show. And a very solid segment, to say the least. I'm going to mention that, but still. Not that important, if you ask me either. Just spit in the Stardom logo for Bandora, I guess. What are you going to call it? Anyways, it's a Dynamite show is up. It's not an overall show grade of B. That is your AEW Dynamite June 3rd, 2026 review on today's episode. Lucas Dion on YouTube. And all audio platforms, Lucas Dion Show. As always, thank you all for watching. Lucas C. Allen 1080 on YouTube. And all audio platforms, Lucas C. Allen Show. With your AEW Dynamite June 3rd, 2026 review, say at least. Better of a show than Raw. Just review Raw today in the YouTube channel and Spotify sections. Go check that out to say if you missed it already. This is obviously a better show than freaking Raw, if you ask me. Not even freaking close. And better show than SmackDown last night, too, obviously. Last year, to say at least. Anyways, until next time, I trust definitely next time, everybody. Peace, everybody. I'm out here. Love you all big time, to say at least.